My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I wanted to talk about a couple things that I didn't get to on the radio this morning because we got sidetracked with solving the mystery of the drones of New Jersey. I wanted to talk about what happened with President Trump this weekend and how important it is. You know, Trump at the Army-Navy game, okay? Trump went to the Army-Navy game, of course, with our great Vice President J.D. Vance, Daniel Penny, the hero of the New York subway, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, pretty much most of his cabinet. Tulsi Gabbard was there, you know, the great Pete Hegseth, our defense secretary, all these great people. And, you know, one thing about Trump, I've talked about this a lot since Trump came down the escalator. Trump is a man's man, and a lot of people don't know what that means in today's society. You know, like John Wayne's a man's man. He's a strong male figure and leader. He's really like a strong father figure. And if you look at how this country is getting back on top of everything, it's because we have this very strong, pro-American, manly man, father figure. Donald Trump is our president again. I'll give you an example to illustrate this in a different way. In the past, there's been a lot of talk about a tragedy inside the black community, that so many black children are born in a family without a father in the house. In fact, I don't know what the current statistic is because numbers haven't been updated on this for a few years, but not that many years ago, there was a study done that showed 80% of black children are born into a home without a father. Now that number may not be as high today, or maybe it's the same, or maybe it's higher, but it was an accurate number not that many years ago when the statistic was done. And there was a lot of talk at the time that so many problems that were going on inside the black community that led to high incarceration rates and other things were due to the fact that so many black children were born and raised in a home without a strong male role model out of a two-parent home. Well, that's what America has been dealing with the last few years. We've been a country without a leader. You know, in the last 12 years, we've had 4 years of Trump, right? We've had the last 4 years with this senile old corrupt coot and his wino, home-wrecking vice president. We had 8 years of Obama. There's been problems with presidents before that, but the last 16 years is enough. Other than the 4 years of Trump in his first term, we have not had strong leadership in this country. And that's what the country needs. People want, they want a strong father to raise them and to admire and to look up to. And Americans want a strong leader that will make our country proud and lead our country. And that's what's going on now. And, you know, this is beyond just, you know, listen, I'm a MAGA guy. I mean, I got Trump's face on my shirt I'm wearing. I got a Make America Great Again hat on, okay? So, you know, I'm a strong, but this is beyond partisanship. You know, Ronald Reagan was successful and popular even among people that campaigned against him because people crave strong male leadership. And that's why we're back. And that's why weaklings like Christopher Wray are resigning. And that's why weaklings like Trudeau in Canada and the president of Mexico and the French president are caving to Trump so quick. Because they fear him, they respect him, they know what he's all about. And there's nothing that Trump stands for that any American should be opposing. Nothing. You look at, you know, that doesn't mean that that's true of all Republican presidents. George W. Bush was a lying war criminal who's destroyed the lives of millions of people through his WMD lies and everything. But President Trump, he is not in the presidency to be the president of MAGA. He's the president. He wants to be the president, leader, role model of all Americans, even those that don't like him. And he's certainly not in this for profit like Bush and Cheney and others. It cost him money to be president, if anything. And that's why this country is back. And the excitement that you saw at the Army-Navy game is because people are excited that our country is back with a strong leader. That's it. And that's a good thing. And people should not apologize for it. This obscene phrase that the left started promoting, toxic masculinity. Like masculinity is a poison, something toxic that makes you sick. Masculinity is not toxic. It's the natural order of things. And what the left are all about, they're about going against nature. And they don't even shy away from it. I mean, look at this idiot Tim Walz. There's a video of him circulating that's going viral online. He thought looking like some poor guy, which I don't know if he's poor or not, but he tried to portray himself as some poor guy, like Bernie Sanders used to try to do, until he got caught, like AOC tries to portray herself as. But Tim Walz is like, how'd we lose to a billionaire? How'd we lose to a billionaire? Why is someone being a billionaire make them a bad thing? And he's a self-made billionaire. He was born a millionaire, but to turn yourself into a billionaire is not an easy thing to do. Believes that somehow being a billionaire is some negative. People look at a guy like Trump, who became a billionaire through very, very hard work, mostly in the construction industry, and they respect that. It's a sign of respect. And Tim Walz, you saw what they did with Tim Walz, right? The Kamala campaign being run by feminist liberals who hate America. So Tim Walz, I want you to think about this from the left, right? The Democrat Party of today, the Kamala Harris, Joe Biden party. Tim Walz was a character that they cast right out of Central Casting. Tim Walz is what they believe an average American white man is. Overweight, goofy, a klutz, call him coach, That's not what a man is. A man is Trump. A man is Pete Hegseth. And the country is back. And you can see with the rise of Trump in this second term, the American people are starving for a strong male leader with strong men like Pete Hegseth. I know that not everybody around Trump is a man. He's appointing women, but you look at the women. Tulsi Gabbard, Christy Nome. These are not feminazis, right? These are very strong women who really they're kind of manly, aren't they? Right? Tulsi Gabbard's a soldier. She likes to shoot. She goes surfing. She's like a guy. They're really, I'll tell you, Christy Nome and Tulsi Gabbard are tomboys, and they've been tomboys their whole life. That's the kind of, you don't want women that think men are toxic just because they're a man, that are disgusted by men, that hate men, like Kamala Harris. See, Kamala Harris and women like her hate men because they use men through sex to make their way in life, so they begin to hate them because they feel used and abused by them. Well, maybe they were, but they put themselves in that position. Christy Nome and Tulsi Gabbard have not been used and abused by men. These are the types of people, and also the left, this hate America thing, that's over. The majority of Americans love America, our way of life, our country, our culture, our system, and everything else. And since Obama is, Obama's goal is to destroy America, bring us down. I give you an example of this in a different way. This obscene Paris Climate Accords, right? The left are always signing us up for it. Trump take us out of it. The purpose of global the global hysteria with this Paris Climate Accords is this. The biggest polluter's China. They don't reduce anything because they're considered a developing nation, and then India. And India and China, the two biggest polluters, they don't sign on to this. The purpose of the Paris Climate Accords is for the United States to lower our carbon output, but these other countries don't. So how do Democrats lower our carbon output to adhere to the Paris Climate Accords? Well, they reduce our industrial output. So they reduce our economy. It brings us down. These other countries are rising and they're bringing us down. That's the whole purpose of the Paris Climate Accords, to reduce the role of America economically. It's not about what its stated purpose is. That's a lie. And you know what? The Democrats, and I don't mean the rank and file like some trolls that may be watching me here. They're brain dead. They don't know what's going on. The Democrat leadership, John Kerry, Pelosi, Obama, those kind of people, they know what's going on. They just don't care because they get bought off and paid to do it. They're have made deals with the devil. But America's back. We're the largest economy in the world, the #1 economy in the world, and we're going to grow. And President Trump said his second term will be America's golden age. And that is so true. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. This is the most pro-Donald Trump MAGA place you'll find anywhere on any platform. You'll never hear me disagree with President Trump or criticize President Trump. And I say that with pride. He's always right. Not that he does things that I disagree with, that I don't share with you. I always agree with him. He knows what's going on. And, President Trump showing up with his great posse at the Army-Navy game shows you everything you need to know. That's what the country wants. That's what the country wants. Could you imagine what would be going on in this country right now if Kamala Harris had won? Daniel Penny wouldn't have been at the Army-Navy game. He'd be in jail probably, awaiting sentencing. As opposed to Daniel Penny being treated as a hero who intervened and quite possibly saved people's lives. If he didn't save lives, he certainly save people from becoming victims of crime. The left, the Democrats, they've turned the negatives into positives and the positives into negatives. And they're so far gone mentally, so many of them don't even see it at this point. But we do. A lot of traffic today. Christmas next week. And, here's another, it shows you how things have changed with Trump's second term. This is the first Christmas in years that I haven't seen some left-wing stories about happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas. They've given up on that issue. Liberalism, as we know it, it's become wokeism, but wokeism and liberalism, as we've been suffering through it the last, 16 years or so, it's been completely defeated by Trump and rejected by the American people. Now, that doesn't mean the Democrats and these wokesters have given up. They're regrouping. They're trying to figure out how to rebrand themselves and looking for some new people to make them the front men and women of their liberal crap. But we're going to have a good long run here with MAGA. And Romney doing this interview over the weekend, talking about how the Republican Party is now a MAGA party. What President Trump has done in reshaping the Republican Party into a MAGA party is such an amazing and beautiful thing. We got our country back. America first is not something to be ashamed of. Don't you put your family first? If a leader doesn't put their own country first, well, they should be run out of office. That's treason. Of course, everybody should want to put their country first. And America is the best country in the world. We're the oldest democracy. We have a historical legacy of being the role model for the world. And now we are again. Well, listen, guys, thanks for watching. Again, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. If you're already subscribed, do me the favor of liking the video. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.